Welcome back to Iron to Gold Game 1 as we have a binding come out. No time for even introductions right now as Olaf is going to pick up the first blood immediately. Sorry for the little bit of a delay. We had a little bit of a pause situation going along. But we're back now, and first blood has already gone over to the Olaf. Exactly what I wanted to see from this mini.
Yeah, definitely. You did say that, the Olaf will have sort of the run of the jungle in this early game. Hiroge on this Jarvan doesn't really have any winning lanes to work around, so like you said, Olaf should be able to get free reign. But
Oh,
oh, these are some nice wards coming out from Genzo Gap here. Not sure if they'll notice it. I mean, there is the Lissandra around, so ultimately it will be a sort of 4v4 if they do decide to go for it. But instead, Olaf taking the smart route, going up to the blue buff, of course. Sparky getting a sneaky volley off there. But it does mean that they will have to be vertical jungling. But both teams, I believe, are aware of where the respective junglers are going as well.
yeah, both teams vertical jungling, but that's what I'm gonna say. Wouldn't the Olaf would love this? He really wants to be pressuring the Nasus in the early game, so kind of an interesting decision by Genzo Gap to be like, you know what, we're gonna leave the Nasus who has been already first blooded and has no flash for the first 6 minutes or so because of Summoner's Spellbook. We're just gonna leave him on
Hmm.
even more of an island against the first blood Olaf and a volibear who can set up these ganks extremely easily. So bit of a curious decision coming out. Obviously
Hmm.
Orphan's very good on the sun checking that. There was really no hard CC for to like lock him down level 1, so he can actually just walk in as much as he wants.
Yeah,
So he didn't have
and I
too many
mean,
shifts there.
we can already see from here, even though, yes, they do have their own ward on their red buff, and so Gap will be able to see that this Olaf is going around. But like you said, if
Mm-hmm.
they are able to get this Nasus behind really early on, he won't really be a champion until, let's say, 25, 30 minutes, depending on how his stacking goes, of course. But we can already see, just looking across, Lissandra having a bit of a CS lead on Envy. I believe the lane is actually pushing into Lissandra, so should be able to pick up that early CS. 11 to 3 on the CS for Nasus, like you said, does not feel nice.
Yeah, and it's a big slow push coming in with the Olaf hovering topside. This is going to be very scary for this Nasus coming in. As the stun goes down, already a little bit of poke damage coming in. Malzahar does have teleport, but even if he TPs up there, he's not going to be able to help. And the gank is hot on the tracks right now, but looks like Olaf is just going to greed for the scuttle crab. I really wanted to see him go for that dive, Mini.
Yeah, I think the Nasus did need to get poked down a little bit more, maybe to around half health or so, because again, still this is very early in the game. Champions don't really have that many tank items on the Volibear or the Olaf to try and soak up the tower aggro, and you know just because of that, Nasus will manage to get a few CS back in turn, but Ballistic I think still has Rain up in this top lane.
Yeah, ran up in the top lane, but now there's going to be trouble on the bot side because the Jarvan is actually down here. Vertical jungling, like we said, but this is going to be an even harder dive than what you mentioned top lane. At least top lane has some sort of crowd control. They've got nothing down here at the moment, as Ash is going to take a
That
lot
is
of
a
heat,
really nice
but
binding.
no trap because the E was already used by the Caitlyn. Jarvan again hanging around is not spotted by that ward, and he is going to be looking for a sneaky bit of a gank right here. The Malzahar is also walking down, but we'll see if that ends up
I
happening.
mean, the bot lanes both have their summoners, and I believe Morgana still has the Black Shield as well. So
Mm.
she can negate that knockout from the Jarvan. Of course, a little bit of a
Oh
trade-off
my
top lane.
god.
Garbage can.
Yeah, look at that. That is the power of the Volibear right there. As this is exactly like he could have done that on the tower with the Olaf. I 100% feel that gank was possible, but obviously Olaf did take the safer path. He's now bot side. With the dragon spawning soon, finds out his jungle is gone, so they do realize that Jarvan is probably around here.
Oh, this
And
could be a
Jarvan
really nice counter bank gang actually.
This actually could be really bad for the Morgana. She's going to flash away for no reason at all as the Caitlyn flashes as well. Binding under the tower. Jarvan's going to get healed. He's going to get down anyway. Exhaust goes down, flash forward. But that's not going to end up mattering because the Exhaust is not going to make a difference against an Olaf. And Ash is going to get binded, is going to get taken down. And that's going to be all summoners blown from the bot lane of Genzo.
Yeah, and something really important to note in sort of just what happened is the fact that Jarvan actually went in really early. So he actually showed his hand a lot faster than the Olaf. Obviously the Morgana, great binding from Alias just to get that Jarvan underneath the tower, secured them that first early kill. Olaf can just sort of run in, chuck in the axes, slow in, a very immobile Kai'Sa and Ashe at the moment, and I mean, it just picks them up another 3 kills, and it's going well for Unleashed Chaos right now.
Yeah, Unleashed really taking it to the red side with that early sort of tempo picks. But one thing I didn't like is that Olaf, instead of doing that dragon reset, I really want to see him doing these drakes. He got a perfect counter gank off in the bot side, punished the Jarvan really well, but he did not take that infernal dragon, which does mean now that so the red team will be here in time to contest the vision for it, and it's not going to be as free as when 3 people are dead. So a little bit of a misplay I feel like coming in from the blue side. They do look like they're going to be running towards
Hmm.
it now to secure it. So they were just waiting for the mid lane priority, because you can see Lissandra did get that wave shoved into the Malzahar and then now starting up the dragon. But you see Jarvan, like if they had wanted to, red
Yeah.
team could have actually gone and contested for it. Like it's just
Oh yeah,
that
no, for
choose
sure.
not to. Hmm.
And I mean, obviously, Jarvan was actually at the top side. Probably Olaf knew that there wasn't any bot side camps for the Jarvan to do, so naturally he would only be able to go top side. Therefore, they
Hmm.
would be able to go for that dragon as well. And knowing that, like you said, Kai'Sa and Ashe, they kind of just died before they had to go reset. They wouldn't have lane priority down in this bot lane, so definitely will be able to pick up that very early Inferno. But again, Olaf going in.
Yeah, Olaf going in. No summoners left on this bot lane. Remember, there's no CC left either, as Olaf is still running them down. Jarvan's going to make his way up here, but
Oh!
the Q is not going to be enough, as Caitlyn was not able to follow up on that dive. Absolutely horrendous plays coming in from this Olaf.
Yeah, I think Olaf, he just went in a bit too early. I think had he actually waited, I mean, I think he was sitting on a ward as well, but had he waited, I think he was probably 1 second off chucking that last act to finish off the Kai'Sa in all honesty. But
Mhm.
yeah, it just
I think
does
he just ran out
feel
of mana.
bad.
Yeah, I think he
Really?
just ran out of
Okay.
mana. Yeah, he was walking forward as if he didn't have the mana, and he was not able to chuck that last axe out, because I believe he chucked it out, picked it up. It would have been off cooldown, and he just didn't have the mana
Yeah, that's
to chuck it out
unfortunate. I
again.
mean, it is also a big shutdown going over to the Kai'Sa, I
Oh
believe,
yeah.
and considering that, if she is able to pick up the CS underneath the tower, will also have a CS advantage as well. It's a bit of a,
Oh, level 6 Ash. Oh, she didn't throw
yeah,
it down. What?
no.
I thought she was gonna do some faker plays right there. Insta level, hit him with the ultimate. Under the tower. That would have been cool, but doesn't go for it. And
Yeah.
I wanted to bring your attention to something, Mini.
Hmm.
These
Oh,
players are
that's
now
the
level 6.
shower.
Oh, as that's going to be an ultimate come down. 2 tower shots onto the Caitlyn, which she's going to be taking down extremely low. No summoner spells available, but the dodge doesn't come in and walks straight into the Kai'Sa W to her death. And that's going to be a Caitlyn being shut down in the bot lane. And now this Kai'Sa level 6, this is going to be a very scary bot lane now.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you said, the Ash did have that ultimate up first. Caitlyn Morgana didn't either. The Black Shield came in really, really late, wasn't able to absorb the stun at all. So right now, I think Elias just has to try and clear out the spot wave. Hopefully, oh, that's
Oh,
a nice steal.
yeah, that's a steal, but I don't know how much that is worth actually, because that's gonna be a dead Jarvan. He does end up picking up the Herald itself, and now he has to convert this into a plating play, hopefully in the bot lane, because his bot lane is really struggling right now.
Yeah, I think obviously kind of what happened was that Sparky with the Ash was actually able to poke out a lot. Obviously forcing back the Morgana, who only really gets a wave clear if she does max that W, the Tormented Shadow. So definitely, we'll just have to see. Obviously, Galaxy Bear and Sparky, two very renowned players, able to carry a game. If they are given the resources, and I mean, given how this bot lane is looking, if the Solaf doesn't feed over another killer to the Kaiser, should be going quite well. But something that I actually do want to note is in this top lane, Garbage Can is already nearly 200 stacks at 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
he hasn't really been punished. He got that massive wave shoving into him. Volibear should have dove that in my personal opinion. Didn't dive it. Olaf literally never went topside ever again, and now it just feels like Nasus is just completely happy farming it up. He's just getting all that CS, getting those stacks. You can see Malzahar as well. Similar situation. Lissandra has never really left lane in this early phase, and now you got level 9 Malzahar. You got the level 8 Nasus, you got the level 6 hit on the bot lane. Actually, Ash is the highest level in the bot lane with level 7. And now this bot lane is going to be so scary, along with that ultimate on the Jarvan, because this team really is defined by their ultimate. You got the good Ash arrows coming in. You have the good Kai'Sa ultimate.
Remember
I don't
the
know.
Shadow.
Oh, the Ash arrow is gonna come out. As I was saying, the back shield is not gonna be now. It's a flash, nice flash from the Jarvan means that it's gonna be another flash follow from the Caitlyn. She's almost gonna get taken down. The ultimate does mean she goes down, but the Volibear has teleported in. He's gonna ultimate onto the Jarvan, not the prime target you want, but he's gonna end up taking him down right there. The Orphan's running away from his life. Envious has flash available, is gonna use it, is gonna pick up the kill onto Orphans, really showing and flexing his mastery on the Malzahar, and that ends up being a 2 for 1 at
Oh,
the end of the
that's
day. Oh,
gonna be
sorry, two
done.
for two at the end of the day. But the Olaf is now looking for some revenge. He's going to be able to chase down this Malzahar. No flash on him. Remember, it is going to be a kill coming down, and that is going to be Olaf shutting down this Malzahar in the mid lane. But again, these kills are going over to the Olaf, and the other on the other side of the map, you can see Nasa's already taken out 3 platings with his ultimate.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like you said, sure. Volibear does have the early reign, in terms of maybe levels 1 to 5. But once you get past that point where Nasus is able to pick up that Sheen, can very farm very easily as well. You kind of really need a champion that can sort of harass the Nasus without actually completely going in, which is why personally I am an Aatrox player, and I find Aatrox, with the Darkened Blade, the little Q knockups, is actually able to do really well in
Mm-hmm.
terms of contesting Nasus for that CS. But we can already see first mythic coming out for the Nasus does have that Divine Thunderer.
Yeah.
Volibear going that tank route, so hopefully we'll be picking up that Frostfire Gauntlet, actually, so not the Sunfire Aegis.
Ooh, Sunfire, I think would have been the better choice here for him, but he has gone for the slowing item, maybe potentially feeling that he does not have enough tools to catch up to the Kai'Sa and the Ashe in the mid to late game. Has opted in for it. We'll see how it ends up going out for him, but this ball lane, honestly, we doubted the draft from the red team, but they have been able to execute their draft a lot better than
Yeah, and I
the
mean,
blue team draft. Even
oh,
though on paper it looked better, as there's going to be an engagement onto the mountain, but no flash available. He is going to end up going down. Silas is not going to end up mattering, and now Jarvan getting chased down, but he's going to have ZQ to run away from there. You can already see red team has the first rotation from bot lane. But blue team is not far behind. Binding is actually going to land. Let's see if they can do anything about it. Q is going to land on the back end of that, but no trap means that no damage comes onto the Ashe, and she is going to be relatively safe.
and Lissandra, oh, we'll have to self ultimate.
Oh, Lissandra is going to be taken down very low. Is going to self ultimate. Is going to go into the stasis, taking down very low. Black Shield comes out for absolutely no reason. It looks like. It's kind of weird as Jarvan is going to be able to walk it out of there. As now we have Volibear taking a 1v1 in the top lane, but I don't think he wins this one. Nasus actually Qs the minion and still wins out on the trade as a flash comes in. Is going to pick up the solo kill onto the Volibear.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with Nasus at this point. You kind of really do need some healing reduction just because his passive does just give you free lifesteal. And that point, when you aren't going a bruiser Volibear build where you can't really contend in the damage up against this Nasus, it is really starting to hurt in this top lane. And sure, the rest of, I mean, Nasus, I don't think wouldn't have to just group with his team. He does have to ghost, he does have to teleport. Talking about teleports, one coming in as well.
Yeah, there's going to be a TP coming in right now, and that's going to be a suppression coming down onto the Lissandra, but that's not going to end up mattering. Malzahar is dead to rights. Once again, Nasus is going to join the fray, though. He's going to get a Q, he's going to kill the Lissandra. It's going to be unstoppable on the Olaf. He may get the shutdown right now. He's going to actually maybe get a double kill. He should just hit the Java. He's going to get a double. It's going to be maybe a triple. Qs from the Nasus do mean, though, that it's going to be a shutdown onto this Nasus, and 3-1, he's looking so scary.
Yeah, again, like I said, he's already now picked up that Merc Treads plus the extra Kindle Gem, which can only presumably be going into the Spirit Visage. Great pick, I mean, up against Volibear, just because he does do a fair bit of magic damage as well. But in all honesty, this Nasus is kind of looking scary, considering, like I said before, he does have the Unsealed Spellbook, can go the split push, just summon the spells in terms of the teleport. You can go teleport ignite, teleport ghost, that sort of thing as well.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And you can see Nasus now taking away the Gromp as well, starting to counter jungle. He's waiting for a Q. He's not going to end up actually getting the Gromp. But again, Olaf actually cannot walk into this Nasus right now. He is so incredibly powerful. He can actually 1v2 in.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, right now, if we look across kind of just this game state right now, we do see Genzo Impact. They do have around 2,000 gold lead, so not the biggest in terms of just terms of game time as well. But
Oh,
they're going for this Java Nasus.
I mean,
It
they're
won't
going
be
for
a
the Java
three v
Nasties.
three.
It's gonna be a 3v3, but the Asher coming in, it's gonna end up missing. That's gonna be Lissandra Claw coming out. It's not gonna end up mattering. I think the Rift Thrower is gonna go on the side of the red team. But again, like this is just such a weird parting by the blue team because they're trying to contest this Rift Tower with dragon spawning, and it's gonna be their third dragon. Dragon spawning in 30 seconds, they could have easily given up the Rift Tower, just contested for vision down on the dragon, maybe even try to kill the enemy bot lane. But no, they try to contest the Rift Tower. It doesn't end up working. It's gonna be a teleport
That's a
coming in
teleport.
actually. As I say that, they may be looking for something, and Morgana's looking for a but it's gonna flash forward. Is gonna get the flash away from the Ash, and she's gonna get locked up. She's gonna get rooted. She's gonna get ignited. She's gonna get taken down, and that should be Dragon Control now, given straight over to the blue team.
Yeah, and something important that I actually want to add as well. I don't think we actually saw the first Rift Herald being used. This is the second
Oh,
one coming in.
that's gonna
Oh,
be an engage coming in from the Jarvan, but he's gonna get taken down very low. He's not actually gonna get taken down quite yet, but he is gonna go down eventually as the Olaf is gonna look to kill the Malzahar right there in the trade, and you can see now top lane Volibear is not able to do a lot. He's able to clear the wave out though, and Nasus is gonna get taken down very low, but I don't know if he actually ends up winning the 1v1. He's gonna try and take it, and they're gonna trade ultimates right there. Morgana gonna find a pick, gonna get healed, and she is gonna go down, but it's gonna trade for one at the end of the day. And Nasus, you can see absolute monster just running down the Volibear. Ultimate B-Dam as Dragon is now on the map, and it looks like Red Team are working their way straight there. Oh, it's gonna be
oh no,
solo?
Volleyball.
Flash. That's gonna be the Flash, and no Flash on the Nasus thanks to Summit Spellbook means that he is gonna be able to get away. But it's looking really dire for this Volibear.
Yeah, at this point, Volibear just kind of needs to go to Bramble West some way to reduce the healing, just because also he has gone the tank route. So, like I said, he can't contest in the damage, and just because Nasus does have that innate lifesteal from the passive, had this Volibear maybe gone the Divine Thunder, he could have maybe won the sustain game, just because you also do have that bite on your W that does heal you for missing health. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, it does look like Genzo Gap, considering that all of the members on the side of Unleashed Chaos had to back. Oh,
Oh.
that's an aggressive claw.
Yeah, but that's going to be a 5v5 coming in. Now, Arrow comes out, and the Dragon's going to reset. Actually, that's going to be the Jarvan EQing out, but he's going to walk his way back in. It's going to be a weird contest, and it's going to be won by the Olaf, but the Lysandra is going to be taken out for that. Absolutely. And Ultimate actually gets cancelled by the Jarvan, funnily
Nasus.
enough. As Nasus on the side has made his way in, is going to ultimate, is going to get binded immediately, but the Ashe is going to be able to slow her down and take her out. And that is, while they do end up getting the soul point, they lose so much in the back end of that trade.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, I think a lot of the gold on this team is really towards this Kai'Sa and towards this Nasus, I believe. Just me switching over, the Olaf is around 2,000 gold ahead of the Jarvan. The Sandra is only really around 600 behind the Malzahar, but that's just mainly just because of assists as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what you want to really be doing here is, playing around this split push threat of the Nasus, because the Volibear can't deal with it. This Volibear's gone tank. He's had to build up a Bramble Vest when you really aren't going into, major AD threats like, if you had a Rally in the mid lane instead of a Malzahar.
Yeah.
And right now, I mean, yeah, sure, Jarvan is 2,000 gold behind Olaf, but all he has to do is just Dragon Flag, Cataclysm onto the key targets, and Mystic Doom, don't think, did he? No, he did not get the Scuttle Crab,
Nah, he didn't get it.
unfortunately.
He's just looking for a little bit of a trade. Yeah, and I think it all stems back to the fact that the Volibear didn't punish the Nasus hard enough in the early game. We saw that big wave build up. He played that wave really well. He got the 3-wave crash into the tower. You got the split map, which, by the way, the Jarvan initiated, which was really weird. But he initiated the split map. Nasus had already gone down for first blood. You had all the tools at your disposal. You had the early game tempo jungler. You had the stun in the top lane in the Volibear there, and you knew where the enemy jungler was, but you still didn't go for that dive, and that I think was the key difference in between getting this Nasus to where he is right now. Because eventually, what happened is that he got Olaf went bottom, maybe got some counter ganks bottom, but it didn't end up mattering because the Caitlyn Morgana were not able to survive the ganks from the Jarvan, or the repetitive ganks from the Jarvan, I should say. And Olaf wasn't able to be down there because he wanted to be power farming, so he really needed to get that dive off. Didn't get the dive off. Didn't get that early tempo lead. The red team got six, or Genzo Gap got six on all the champions, and then they just started winning at the level 6 point. So we'll see what ends up happening now around this Baron spawn. Remember, they have a Malzahar Kai'Sa. They need this
Hmm.
Baron really quickly, so it's very imperative for the blue team to get vision around this spawn.
Yeah, and something really important to note as well is just because, like you said, the bot lane didn't get the advantage down on Unleashed Chaos. This Caitlyn, obviously, Caitlyn is known for her early game, and then the late game has this really
Oh.
big mid game power trough as well. And you can already see
Mm.
she's only built her mythic plus, I think, what would be maybe a Infinity Edge or maybe a Storm Razor. I'm not exactly, unfortunately, I'm not exactly well versed on the Caitlyn builds nowadays. I think you only
Mm.
really go Infinity Edge around third, fourth item, but really, I don't think we're gonna be seeing this Caitlyn very relevant unless she picks up a lot of kills until a lot later. Because really now it's only 21 minutes, 27 kills in the entire game, 4k gold lead to Genzo Gap right now. But if you look over just at the items, Gale Force, like I said, in a little bit of a garage sale to Infinity Edge or Storm Razor, 2 Kraken Slayer and Manamune on the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, Kai'Sa is definitely a lot further ahead. Also, this vision, smattering by the blue team, I think they've got a really good defensive
Hmm.
vision, but they haven't got any offensive vision in the red side jungle of Gento Gap, and that is a little bit odd because they're not going to be able to see the approach from Gento Gap, and Unleashed will be able to, like, all right, we'll know if they're in our they'll be like, we'll know if they're in our jungle, but they don't need to be in your jungle because the
Mm.
Baron is on, in the neutral territory. So they have a lot of defensive vision in their own jungle, and now with dragon spawning, they have to now sort of panically start moving that vision around the map because they're obviously they want to contest for this dragon because it is their soul.
Sole point, yeah, and right now we can already see Nasus, he does have the Ghost and the Teleport, so hasn't really switched around some of the spells that much, but I don't think he really needs to even teleport to this fight just because, if we look at the state, he already is sitting on 3 items. Luckily, Caitlyn 650 range does manage to clear out that pesky control ward. But yeah, Unleashed Chaos, they are just at a really weird angle to try and approach this fight right now.
Oh, they're gonna
Orphan's
try to
going
go
in.
in. You can see that E from the mountain do so much damage. Volibear's gonna dunk right into the back line. That's gonna be a kill onto the Kai'Sa. She's gonna go down immediately. Nasa's teleporting in, but Hurricane is gonna go down on the back end. Nasa's actually has on a bit of a weird angle. He can be kited out quite easily here. As Sparky going to take him down low. Is not gonna get taken out, but the Caitlyn now stuck between no man's land is gonna end up going down. Double kill to this Nasus, and Morgana is not gonna be long for this world. She's gonna get taken down. Triple kill, and that is gonna be a complete ace for the side of Genzo Gap.
Yeah, and it looked so good on the side of Unleashed Chaos as well. You got that, 3-4 man ulti from the Volibear. The Jarvan Cataclysm was actually just a few seconds late in terms of that fight. But, considering that, they were able to take out Galaxy Bear on the Kai'Sa, the damage was already done, so Garbage Can could just teleport in, chock on that ghost, and just run a free range just because, Olaf didn't really have that momentum. I think the Ragnarok already had run out, so wasn't able to, really survive any of that Nasus damage as well. So right now, again, it's looking dicey for Unleashed Chaos.
Yeah, and at the end of that, they actually do end up losing the dragon as well. So now you have the reverse dragon stacking coming in from getting the gap because they're going to be stronger at these. They're going to be stronger at this point, and it's gonna be a very it's gonna be a big uphill battle for Unleashed to start coming back into this game. It needs to be a crazy Baron steal or something like a crazy pick coming in from one of the players, maybe hopefully from the Lissandra. Speaking of the Lissandra, she's split pushing right now. She's in the side lane, but
Hmm.
honestly, she should have been in the side lane a bit earlier, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And I think right now, if we look at the items just across the mid lane, Lissandra doesn't have second item yet. She went to Zhonya's first as well, which is really hurts in all honesty, and considering that, if we look on the side of Envy, 4-4 and 8, not exactly most modest of score lines, but he has already picked up the Leandri's torment. I think yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
anguish, Leandri's anguish as well as the demonic embrace. So he will have a bit more of those tanky stats once he does manage to spread,
Ooh.
that little dot around. But right now, it looks a lot like they're prepping towards up this dragon. Baron is not up for a Baron dragon is not up for another 3 minutes or so. Sorry about that, but this is a really really risky
Whoa,
teleport.
this teleport is. I think this feels like a do or die situation right now for Unleashed. They're gonna stun the Nasus immediately. The Cataclysm is gonna come down to four
Oh,
people. They can't get out of that, and Galaxy Bear is now free hitting on the back line as Kai'Sa. She's gonna ulti in, and he's gonna be able to take down everyone from the blue team as Unleashed is scattering across the map. Caitlyn trying to get out of there, uses the QSS, uses a couple of traps very nicely, but she's gonna get visited once again. She's gonna get exhausted. She's gonna get taken down, and that's gonna be a plus 12 in the bank for the Nasus as they now turn onto the Baron.
yeah, that just felt really bad just because, at that angle they all clumped up, and considering that, Morgana, Lissandra, they don't really well, Lissandra does have that claw, but it's only really a one use claw at that point, and Morgana, you don't really have any other mobility besides in the flash. You saw that 3-4 man or cataclysm from the side of Jarvan, and I just have to say, when you bunch them all up, especially, when you also have a Nasus just raining down on them with that Fury of the Sands ultimate, that just shredded health bars. And right now we can already see that gold lead has almost ballooned up to a 10,000 gold lead for the side of Genzo Gam. Kai'Sa making her way over to 3 items. Like I said, I think Neely has that Manamune fully stacked up a bit late into the game, but still, considering how her game has gone right now, it is looking like Genzo Gap will have this late game very well done.
Yeah, well now it comes out to how well they can finish the game because obviously now they have the lead, they have the item power spikes. I believe Nasus is sitting on a good. He's sitting on 650 stacks almost, so he's quite set to be team fighting. We've already seen his prowess in these team fights. So he's going to be very, very happy chilling in the side lane, even stacking up even more. Now it's really up to the rest of his team if they want to contest this sort of soul point. They want to push up this mid lane. I actually would like to see them push up mid lane. I really don't think the soul is that important for the red team. They can actually just, with this Baron and
Mhm.
Malzahar, with the threat of a Nasus Jarvan dive, they can actually just keep pushing mid with this Baron buff. But it does look like they're going to be peeling off. They're going to be looking to get that second Mountain Dragon. Um, which again, like it's not like it's a terrible play, but
Yeah,
it's just not something I would have liked to see as the binding goes wide, but
and
not quite in.
yeah, and I mean, again, this is the same problem that Unleashed Chaos had the the other time around, was that they just weren't able to get their
Oh,
vision in very quick, just very in early, so they could actually get their presence around. But we're gonna see Volibear heading up towards his top side. I mean, this dragon is spawning in 3 seconds. He doesn't have teleport, so I mean, is he just gonna commit to the split push? And I mean, oh geez, that Imperial Mandate Ash hurts.
yeah. Again, I'm not quite sure. Oh, it's gonna flash in. It's gonna be not a steal coming in from the Jarvan, and Olaf is gonna try and take him out, but the Jarvan is gonna run away. Kai'Sa's gonna be able to take him out right there. At the back end of that, Caitlyn goes down to the Nasus off screen, and Morgana now getting chased down to 1Q, 2Q, 12 stacks in the bank, as that's going to be a third victim to the Nasus Kane, but it's not going to end up happening, as now he's just going to start wailing on these turrets with the attack speed buff from the Jarvan E2 boot. That's going to be. Oh, a nice flash ultimate actually coming in from the Malza onto the Lissandra. She's going to self ultimate. It's probably still going to end up going down, does end up going down, as Kai'Sa now finally joins the fray, and this should just be GG from Genzo Gap.
Yeah, and in all honesty, you have to say that this game was literally just carried by garbage can. Obviously, if he didn't have this sort of just killer comeback from this early game, getting first blooded now, 11-1-4, he finishes the game. And I mean, that that's all I can say. It was literally just a carry from garbage can. I mean, sure, Hiroge did get that cataclysm. Malzahar, sure, he did have a pretty decent scoreline as well as the Kaiser in the late game as well. But I just have to say, that was all enabled by garbage can up in this top lane, just demolishing Volibear and translating it over into these teleport ghost plays.
Yeah, definitely an MVP candidate right there. And again, for Unleash Chaos for the next time, they just need to work on, if they have a comp like this, I think they just need to work on their early aggression and try and translate that into the lead. Try and get the mid lane roaming a little bit more. That's what I would like to see, and get those dives going in the top side of the map. Regardless, that's going to be end of game one. We are going to be joining. We're going to be joining, I believe, Gender Gap for game two, wherever whenever that may be. Stay tuned, and we'll see you guys soon.
I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, and I stay here for the night. I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight.